Right, so the new iPhones are dropping very soon and I can't wait to review them for you guys, but it will be a few more days before it actually hits my doorstep. This is a dummy. Meanwhile, we can of course have a bit of fun in anticipation of the new phones because a few of the accessories are already available for purchase. So I went ahead and bought all of the colors of the new iPhone cases so you don't have to. Let's ramble.
Hold up, place go wild when I pull up. They all on me like it wants.
Hey guys, what's up? So yeah, when I was flicking through Apple's website to decide which case I wanted to get, I found it kind of hard to choose since they always look different on the website and you never really know what they look like in person. I'm sure a lot of you guys are in the same boat, so I decided to just order all of them so we can have a closer look at what they actually look like in person. Now, of course, I realize that technically you'd still be looking at them through a camera, but that is a lot closer to real life than a carefully curated website with processed photographs, since we can actually move it around, do some close-ups, and see what it looks like when the light hits it from different angles. Now, you might remember that 2 years ago, Apple introduced the fine woven cases in an effort to become more green. However, as it turns out, the material was not durable at all, people hated it, needless to say, it did not survive and they got discontinued the very next year. This year though, Apple launched their new TechWoven cases, a custom technical woven fabric made from 100% recycled polyester that comes in 5 different colors. And I have all 5 colors here. We have the blue, we've got purple, we have sienna, which I think is beautiful. Then there's green, also very funky color. And lastly, of course, we have black. And I have to admit, guys, I do really like the way they look. They also have a very nice texture to them. Just FYI, these dummies are really accurate. They are very true to the original size, so you can actually, it's gonna look the exact same, to be honest. So I really appreciate the raised edges, which is gonna protect the glass. And mind you, there's already a screen protector on this thing. And there's also raised edges around the camera bump. Something tells me we're gonna need those. It has cutouts in all the right places. It's got nice tactile buttons all around. And of course, there is a capacitive conductor button covering the camera control button, which I'm assuming will be sapphire glass just like last time. And by the way, guys, don't worry if you're not seeing enough of your favorite color. I will definitely make sure to leave you with some close-up shots of all the cases and all the different colors we have here today towards the end of the video. So honestly, guys, I really do like the way they feel. They feel a lot better than those fine woven cases. And hopefully they're gonna be more durable, but of course, only time will tell. Now, moving on to the silicone cases, and this is of course Apple's go-to material for these things. And I know what you might be thinking, hang on, we've seen that before, aren't these the terrible lint collectors? And you would be right. The silicone cases always look really clean, really minimal, until you pull them out of your pocket, only to find a fuzzy mess of pocket lint and other questionable substances, all stuck to the sides of these things. But these cases are supposed to have some kind of pre-applied layer on them that should repel dust and lint. I guess we'll see if that's the case, and I will definitely revisit this one in my upcoming reviews once the new iPhones have arrived. By the way, if you are interested in seeing my iPhone 17 first impressions videos, the full reviews, the best accessories videos, etc., a sub to the channel would be much appreciated. Now, of course, I don't have the iPhone 17 Pro Max yet, but I do have some pretty realistic dummies, as I said. First off, let's have a look at all the different colors. We have neon yellow, then there's anchor blue, and I can already see that this is probably going to be the grimiest one of the bunch. There's purple fog, attracting a bit of lint already from my felt mat here. Then there's orange, this nice terracotta color. I definitely do like those earthy tones. And again, we have the black one, and this one, look at, I don't know if you can see that already, but it is already collecting lint. Can you see it? It just touched the mat for like 2 seconds. Not a good start, not a good start. Anywho, there is one more color, and that is light moss, but that color is only available on the standard iPhone 17, so that's missing from this lineup. But these are available in all sizes except, of course, the iPhone Air, so that means the iPhone 17, 17 Pro, and 17 Pro Max. Now, according to the Apple website, each case is made with a 45% recycled silicone material. And I looked at my old notes, and it's actually 10% less recycled material than last year, which was 55%. So not sure what's going on there, but yeah, that's what it says on the website. The case has a silky soft touch finish like previous generations, and there is definitely a soft microfiber lining, so you don't have to worry about getting scratches on your phone. Now guys, these Apple cases are nice, but they're pretty basic, and if you want something more versatile and functional, I can highly recommend getting a case by today's sponsor, ESR. I feature ESR products on this channel all the time because they just consistently keep putting out great stuff, and these new iPhone 17 stash stand cases are bangers as well. The ESR Cyber Tough magnetic case features all-around protection with a full coverage camera bar and a zinc alloy camera guard. It has raised edge protection around the screen and the camera, and it features a 3-layer design which makes these things virtually indestructible. The built-in camera control cover keeps one of the most vulnerable parts of the iPhone safe while still conducting touch controls. But by far my favorite feature on these cases is the stash stand, which turns the protective barrier into a versatile stand for video calls, browsing the web, or watching content either in portrait or in landscape mode. I love that it's integrated into the camera guard because that means the MagSafe part of the phone stays available for other stuff. And with magnets that are 2 times stronger and a magnetic strength of 1,500 grams compared to others at 700 grams, this case features a secure and reliable magnetic lock you can count on. ESR's classic hybrid magnetic case offers the same awesome features but in a sleeker body, including a 1.5mm thin flat back for more efficient charging. Now, whichever case you pick, do yourself a favor and slap on one of these ESR Ultra Fit Armorite screen protectors with accessory glass by Corning and the easiest application method in the game. It literally takes seconds to apply and you will see 0 bubbles. Go click on the links in the description because I think you'll be surprised by the friendly pricing on these items. The built-in magnets, by the way, are going to be some of the strongest in the game. And of course, being Apple original cases, the magnets will align perfectly with the magnets on the iPhone 17. Needless to say, it will work with MagSafe charging, and you will be able to use all of your MagSafe accessories like battery banks, MagSafe wallets, etc. But what's also very good to know is that your shiny new iPhone 17, 17 Pro and Pro Max will be able to benefit from the very fast Qi 2.2, which means 25 watts charging, which is a lot faster than the previous standard, which was about 15 watts for wireless charging. Now, this 25 watt protocol will be found on the newest chargers. I just got back from IFA in Berlin, which is the European equivalent of CES, you know, the big tech trade fair, and literally all of the new chargers are on that 25 watt protocol, which in my opinion is excellent news because wireless charging can be a bit slow, but 25 watts should speed that up quite a bit. And so you're gonna be able to enjoy this even with those cases on. I feel like these silicone cases are a bit more closed off than the TechWoven cases. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's the material, but they do have all the cutouts, it seems, and they have clicky buttons. And I'll put the phone back in the case so you can have a quick listen. Let's compare that to the TechWoven cases because they do look a bit different. It's funny because these are actually hard and these are soft or mushy, but once you click them, they actually feel the exact same way. They're both clicky, so do with that information what you will. And of course, all of these silicone cases will have that capacitive camera control button as well. I don't know a lot of people who actually use it, to be honest, other than, you know, as a shortcut to open the camera app. But in that case, I would much rather have a second action button. That would make a lot more sense to me. One of the major complaints people had, including myself, is that the position of this camera control button is really awkward. It's not really useful when you're holding it like this. It's a little low, but when you're holding it like that, which you would do if you're taking videos and you want to zoom in and stuff, it's too far onto the phone. And as far as I can tell, Apple hasn't moved it to a more convenient place. So I don't know. Who knows why Apple does what it does. So unfortunately, we're still stuck with a barely usable button in a very awkward location. Now, I know some of you are interested in the Beats cases as well. Some of you guys pointed out in my previous video that I left them out, and I guess I did. So I made sure that this year I have the Beats cases for you guys as well. And last year I purchased them after the fact and I did a little short, and I have some good news for you guys because I had a look at these earlier, and let me grab the other ones, last year's ones, to compare. Now, as you can see, these last year's ones were very shiny. And that meant that except for this white one, because it doesn't really show, all of these smudge really, really badly. See if you can see that with the light maybe reflecting. Fingerprints everywhere. So that means that the darker colors especially, so the purple one smudges very easily, the black one smudges very easily, the blue one not so much, and the white one barely, but that's really just because of the color, because I'm sure they do smudge, you just don't see it. I don't know about you guys, but it really bothers me, and I don't feel like whipping out my microfiber cloth every 5 minutes, so I ended up using only this color. This year, we have a very different material on these Beats cases. You see it's a matte kind of color, and I've already tried to put my fingers on there, and I do have some oily fingers, if I say so myself, and I see 0 fingerprints. None whatsoever. You see? It's a dark color. I mean, the white one is obviously not going to show anything. The pink one, probably not either. The black one, now that's the real test. Let me just put my grimy fingers on there. Smudge a little bit like that. And once again, very little, tiny little smudge there, which I think will disappear again, but no fingerprints. So that is definitely an improvement for my fellow OCD nerds out there. So yeah, that's good news. In terms of colors, we have limestone, we have pebble pink, we have bedrock blue, and then there's granite gray. Now, in terms of protection, on the one hand, these are hard cases, so they should protect your phone. They have a nice raised camera bump as well. So if you put it in there, you'll see there's definitely good protection around the camera. But Beats cases have one thing in common, and that it doesn't protect the bottom whatsoever. So you will always have this open. So if that's gonna bother you, you're probably better off with one of the silicone cases or one of these, or of course, third-party cases. That's always an option as well. But yeah, that's just something you should keep in mind when you're looking for these things. The buttons are, again, super clicky, same as the other ones. And I gotta say, I kind of prefer these over those, because remember, these being very slippery when you actually have them on your phone. These are okay. They're still a bit slippery. They're definitely slippery, or more slippery than the silicone cases. And these also seem to have a nice grip to them. So these would still be the slippiest of the bunch, but definitely an improvement over last year's. I personally really like the way these Beats cases look. It's a very crisp, a very clean look, and there will absolutely be no pocket lint sticking to these cases. Right guys, enough of me yapping. I'm gonna leave you with some close-up footage of all the different cases you saw here today. And please do let me know in the comments down below which color you will snag for yourself, or maybe you don't like any of these and have a different case in mind, a third-party case maybe. Let me know, I'm very curious.